A Southern Kentucky deputy jailer faces charges tonight because investigators say he assaulted an inmate. What surveillance video from the jail shows.
Police want you to be more careful the next time you use an ATM. They say they're seeing more cases of thieves trying to steal your account information.
We were the only crew at Wildcat Coal Lodge when the Kentucky Wildcats began their trip to Iowa.
This is WKYT News at 6.
Good evening. Tonight, a Wayne County deputy jailer has been charged with assault for something that happened at his jail, and investigators say it was all caught on surveillance cameras.
Police arrested the deputy jailer earlier today. Phil Pendleton is tracking the investigation tonight. He shows us the surveillance video in our top story at 6.
Ricky Kempton has been with the Wayne County Jail, I'm told, for a decade and a half, but he is now facing criminal charges himself based on how he allegedly treated an inmate. Kempton was charged with assault 4th degree based on what happened in this video taken last Thursday. The woman in the video adjusting her mat and who appears to be throwing things down is Adrona Mattice. Her sister tells me that she was in jail for assault herself. Words are said between her and several guards, and then Kempton is seen shoving Mattice.
Putting his hands on a female in jail for, really from what I saw, didn't deserve to be tackled like she did.
Kempton was arrested based on the complaint that says Kempton caused minor injuries to Mattice by intentionally or wantonly shoving her to the floor.
Yes, she was bruised up and everything. And like I said, we've not talked to her, and we only get told what they want to tell us and everything. She didn't get taken to the hospital, which we feel she should have been taken and checked out.
The Wayne County Sheriff tells me he is personally heading up this investigation himself. Ricky Kempton has been suspended from the jail pending the outcome of that investigation. In Wayne County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Police say Kempton was arrested. He posted bond immediately and is not in jail tonight.
New tonight, the Knox County School Board has decided not to renew the school superintendent's contract. The board voted 3-2 not to keep Kelly Sprinkle as superintendent past June 30th when his contract expires. But those members who voted not to renew his contract did not give a reason why. Sprinkle says he still has 4 years away from retirement. Well, next time you use an ATM, you'll want to take a close look at the machine before you insert that debit card. Tonight, police in multiple central Kentucky cities say that thieves have been putting skimmers on the machines to steal personal information from debit cards. As Hillary Thornton tells us, police have released surveillance pictures of some of the suspects.
It is a crime that several departments have dealt with in recent months. One of the victims in Winchester, the Community Trust Bank, back in the fall. Now the most recent traditional bank on the bypass. Police say the report came in after a customer noticed some money missing from their account. Detectives then took a look at surveillance video and saw this. A man placing a skimmer and a small camera on the machine. They say that small camera was used to record customers putting in their PIN numbers. This latest hit comes just months after several central Kentucky departments put out a warning about what they call skimming scammers, including in Lexington, where officers talked about their investigation.
You're not always going to know if a device has been placed on any of these machines. You can't always see them. You're not going to know that they're there.
Police say the most important thing you can do to protect yourselves is to check your accounts regularly, looking for out-of-state transactions or even activity from outside of the country. Investigators in Winchester now putting out these pictures to see if anyone recognizes the man caught on camera, although they say there is the possibility he is from out of state. In Winchester, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Investigators say there have also been recent reports nearby, including a bank in Paris.
What police say started as a traffic stop in Danville ended with 3 people being taken to jail. The Boyle County Sheriff's Office says deputies pulled over James Padgett's car on East Lexington Avenue for a license plate not being illuminated. They say Padgett started acting suspiciously, so they searched the car. Inside, police say they found some marijuana in bags. Police arrested Padgett and 2 others in the car, Caitlin Hicks and Peggy Buford. They say the investigation also led them to a home in Garrett County where they say they found a pound of synthetic marijuana marijuana and money. Police charged all 3 suspects with drug trafficking. A hearing in a lawsuit the state filed against a Lexington women's clinic has been delayed until tomorrow morning. Governor Bevin's administration is suing the EMW clinic on Burt Road, claiming it performed abortions without a license. Today, we obtained new documents showing the same clinic was also accused of operating as an unlicensed abortion facility in 2006. But the state's investigation determined the clinic was actually classified as a private physician's office because while it offered abortions, it also offered other medical services. But in the lawsuit filed last month, the state claims the clinic no longer offers any services other than abortions.
With less than a month to go in the legislative session in Frankfort, time's running out for Kentucky lawmakers to pass a state budget. The governor's proposed budget has some deep cuts. And today, House Republicans and Democrats presented their own versions of the budget. Democrats restored funding to higher education that the governor wants to cut. And they say their version has less debt than the governor's budget. Garrett Weimer joins us live now from Frankfort with the latest. Garrett.
Well, it's been no secret that Democrats didn't like parts of Governor Bevin's proposed budget. Some of their differences became even more apparent this afternoon when House Democrats unveiled their budget plan. At a meeting of the Appropriations and Revenue Committee, the committee first approved a budget for the legislative and judicial branches, then passed a revenue plan. About an hour ago, just over an hour ago now, they finally took up House Bill 303, their budget plan.
But when we started down this road, it was my hope if we could accomplish a few goals with the House budget, and those goals I believe this budget will meet. And they are invest in education, and this budget will invest in education heavily. To pay 100% of the ARC, and this budget will pay 100% of the ARC.
A presentation from the budget director was expected to take about half an hour. It did stretch a little longer than that, and then lawmakers have had the chance to ask questions after that. Live at the Capitol in Frankfort, Garrett Weimer, WKYT.
Garrett, thank you. And this morning, House Republicans unveiled their budget proposal. Their version would restore some of the cuts that the governor proposed, including those to preschool education and volunteer fire departments. It would also give more money from coal severance taxes to counties. But it does not change any of the governor's proposed cuts to state colleges and universities.
Every member of the House Republican caucus in some way or another had some input on this budget. Whether it's coal severance, whether it's primary and secondary education, whether it's post-secondary, on and on and on. Every member of this caucus had some involvement in it.
House Republicans also kept the governor's plan to borrow $100 million for workforce development programs.
Temperatures soared into the 70s today, but some much cooler air will soon be moving into the bluegrass. Meteorologist Jim Caldwell is tracking all of the changes heading our way. Jim?
Yeah, it's nice to enjoy what we have out there right now, though, with upper 70s, low 80s showing up in many cases out there across central and eastern Kentucky. You can see here in Lexington, we're at 78 degrees, Richmond 79, Danville 79. It's just common out there. Very nice stuff. The problem is, tomorrow at the same time, we're going to be dealing with temperatures in the low 60s. Still very comfortable, but compared to this, a big time change. Here's what we have on our Defender Radar Network this evening for you. It is nice and quiet any which way you look across Kentucky, not tracking any showers or any thunderstorms, at least yet. We go through the rest of the evening. Here's what we have likely working its way in overnight. Those wind gusts are starting to pick up, as they will, out ahead of our next system. Clouds thickening up around 11 o'clock tonight, and they'll get thicker as we get into the overnight. Why? Because we have that batch of rain likely moving through when our morning news is on tomorrow. Wind gusts really starting to whip at this point as well, with that front tracking through the area, bringing us some showers. And then we get into the daytime hours tomorrow, and you see the end result. We end up in the low 60s, as I mentioned, with some gusty winds still lingering behind. That's phase one of our cool down. We have even cooler temperatures to come. Cool enough to maybe even bring a few flakes. We will track all of that coming up in a few minutes, guys.
UK fans cannot wait for the NCAA tournament to begin. The Cats play Stony Brook Thursday night in a first-round game in Des Moines.
And this afternoon, the team made that trip to Iowa. Some UK fans were on hand to wish them well. Our Kristen Kennedy is at Bluegrass Airport with more on the Big Blue send-off.
Coach Cal and the team left earlier this afternoon from Bluegrass Airport. They are on their way to Iowa. WKYT was the only station over at Wildcat Coal Lodge when the team left for the airport Tuesday afternoon. Their trip takes them right into Des Moines, Iowa for their first game in the NCAA tournament.
Kentucky has a good team this season. I'd like to see them go good in the tournament this year and hopefully bring back a championship.
Greg Workman drove more than 2 hours to wish the Cats well. He lives in Martin County.
I just want to come out here and look at these players and watch them get on the bus, and it's just a great experience.
The team will get out on the court to practice Wednesday. They are playing Stony Brook Thursday. In Lexington, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.
And you'll be able to see the game against Stony Brook right here on WKYT and CBS about 9:40 Thursday night. Kentucky is a 4 seed in the East Regional.
A memorial race this weekend will honor a fallen Richmond police officer. How people in the community are making sure it's a success next.
And then a special honor for a Lexington doctor. He spent decades helping people in Kentucky and around the country improve their health.
I've covered thousands of games over decades. You think you can beat me? Come on.
Challenge Dave Baker and play the Hoops Hysteria Tournament Pick'em game for your chance to win a 65-inch LG 4K Smart TV. Sign up today on WKYT.com.
Did your family set a goal to become healthier in the new year? One family did and lost 300 pounds at Ageless. Bruce lost 92 pounds, Adam lost 64 pounds, and Catherine lost 151 pounds. For a medically supervised, affordable weight loss solution, call Ageless today for a free consultation.
Every day at Cracker Barrel Old Country Store, we serve fresh, made-from-scratch cooking. Our famous breakfast, day or night. And with meals starting at $5.99, our prices are downright comfortable. So stop on by. You're always welcome.
Olay Regenerist renews from within, plumping surface cells for a dramatic transformation without the need for fillers. Your concert team might show your age. Your skin never will. Olay Regenerist. Olay, ageless. And try Regenerist Microsculpting Eye Swirl. It instantly hydrates to plump and lift.
To our fellow early risers, storytellers, and seekers of the elusive. To all those who share this special bond with the outdoors, welcome home. Cabela's is coming to Lexington with a spectacular new store. Be one of the first 500 in line and receive a gift card worth up to $500. Don't miss Cabela's grand opening in Lexington, Wednesday, March 16th at 10 a.m.
If your child ever asks, where do sandwiches come from? Tell them the truth. Look them straight in the eyes and tell them, sandwiches come from Arby's. And if they ask where the loaded Italian and its many meats come from, kindly respond, what part of Arby's didn't you understand, Giuseppe? The loaded Italian sandwich. Arby's, we have the meats.
Let's put winter behind us and get out there in a new 2016 Go Anywhere Subaru with symmetrical all-wheel drive. Right now, own a new 2016 Forester for only $23,980 or lease it for just $224 per month. Or own a new 2016 Legacy for only $24,490 or lease it for just $230 per month. Discover why Quantrell is Kentucky's #1 sales volume Subaru dealer for the last 4 years. Come into Quantrell today for a great deal on a new Subaru during the Subaru Love Spring event.
The joys of carry-out pizza places. It's never ready when they say it'll be. And if you just want a slice or two, good luck on that. So why wait at one of those pizza carry-out places when fresh pizzeria-style pizzas, whole or by the slice, are yours in just minutes at Speedway? A rich, buttery crust, real mozzarella cheese, and fresh pepperoni, all ready for you at Speedway. Why wait at a carry-out place when Speedway's got fresh hot pizza in just minutes?
The convenience stores of Speedway.
Now buy one slice of pizza at Speedway and get your second slice free.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Many people in Madison County are helping out to make sure a race honoring a fallen police officer is a big success.
Richmond police officer Daniel Ellis was killed in the line of duty last fall. The Daniel Ellis Memorial 5K will be held in Richmond Saturday morning. And today, Surge Promotions began printing T-shirts for the race. The business plans to make about 1,500 shirts. Surge workers say they're honored to be part of the event.
It brings back a lot of that emotion from November when we were hit with that terrible news, and so it's been a roller coaster. It's exciting to see the community like this and seeing every business take a part of it and try to help every way they can. But it's very sad. You know, it's sad that we are coming together because of this horrible tragedy.
All proceeds from the race will go to the Daniel Ellis Foundation. The foundation will provide scholarships for first responders who want to go to college, and it will also help those in the community who are in need.
New tonight, we have learned this year's Lexington Public Health Hero Award has been awarded to the city's Commissioner of Health, Dr. Rice Leach. The award is given every year to someone in Lexington who has worked to improve the community's health. Dr. Leach's career in health goes back a half-century. But he's now battling lymphoma and is unable to work. The Fayette County Health Department is asking the city to rename the Public Health Hero Award after Dr. Leach.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with meteorologist Jim Caldwell.
It is a gorgeous Tuesday out there. Temperatures running in 70s, 80s, a lot of sunshine. But things change in March, always. Just like it's unpredictable with who's going to win what game during March Madness. Well, the same thing with the weather. It's a little more predictable, though, up and down. Here we go. Let's break some of it down for you here as we work through those March ups and downs. We're talking about increased chances of shower activity. So there's one of the ups because we have some rain moving into the area, so it's going to increase those chances overnight. We look at midweek, we have some chances around the area. They're going to continue to hang around our 7-day. Here comes one of the big downs, though. It's the weekend. Normally, you all look forward to a weekend. Not this time if you're a fan of nice weather and not snow. Well, because we have some flake potential likely getting in here Saturday night going into Sunday, maybe even beyond that, maybe even into Monday before another warm-up tries to sink its teeth into the area. 78 right now in Lexington, close to 80 as well in Danville, Richmond, Somerset. Very nice stuff out there, those 79-degree readings, and even warmer out to our west. Tying a record high out in Bowling Green with their mid-80 run. We've got showers and even some thunderstorms passing through Iowa right now, and our crew should already be there, I believe. They called earlier and they were on I-80 in Iowa City, so I think they're probably in good shape now. They're probably there, but they're dealing with rounds of rain. Out ahead of it, we are underneath that warm front, which has allowed our temperatures to really shoot up the thermometer today. That's why we're seeing some of those 80s, that strong southerly flow, and it's time to get there. There's enough warm air around that we can get there pretty easily. Here's our hour-by-hour forecast. We're tracking showers into parts of Kentucky later on tonight. This is past midnight. Now notice if you were watching yesterday, the front has actually slowed down some because it's only got the showers in western Kentucky at that point. Yesterday it was here. 4 o'clock in the morning, it's right here knocking on the door and sweeping through the area. At the same time it's bringing those showers, it's also bringing this cooler air. You can see the cool air kind of a little bit behind it, but working its way in for 4 o'clock in the morning. We're at 62 degrees. Now watch this. We get down into the mid-50s and upper 50s across parts of the area by around 8 o'clock. And then we try to get into recovery mode. It's a recovery that likely won't happen. We're only in the low 60s for afternoon readings. So at 4 o'clock in the morning, we're in the 60s, and we'll likely be there again for afternoon highs tomorrow. Front continues to work its way through the area, taking those showers out of here with it. We're clear and quiet for a little while with just hit and miss showers possible as we get into your Thursday. You'll see a few passing through the area. Those are our rain chances there. 7-day forecast has more rain chances, but it also brings in a different type of precipitation by the time we get into the weekend. As we go into Wednesday, we're about 10, 15, maybe up to 20 degrees cooler depending on your location, because some of us did get in the low 80s today. So tomorrow, anywhere from 15 to 20 cooler. Then you get into Thursday, we're just a few, and then you see it continues to go downhill until we're right back in Chris Bailey time of year talking about flakes of snow, guys.
From the lawnmowers to the snow shovels, it's hard to believe. It's quick.
That's where we're going. Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Brian's up next, and the Cats had to sweat it out against Texas A&M in those SEC finals.
And it was one of the rare times UK won a close game this year. What will the NCAA tournament hold? Certainly a close game or two along the way. Sports is next.
Get WKYT news and weather updates on 104.5 The Cat.
The Castle's the best place to buy jewelry.
Officially licensed UK watches start at $19. Kentucky BBN necklaces, Castle price only $39. Genuine cultured pearls and blue agate necklaces only $79. Shop 10 Castle locations or thecastlejewelry.com.
We're all for traditions, but sometimes you gotta throw something new in the smoker. Slow smoked chicken wings at Sonny's Barbecue. Get them as an appetizer or in a combo starting at $10.99. Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since '68.
Honda believes in helping you use your garage to its fullest potential. That's why we're offering great deals on the things you'll want in your garage, like the Honda CR-V. The best-selling SUV in America comes with a standard multi-angle rear-view camera and plenty of cargo space. Great for transporting lots of stuff, say to storage or the dump. Hurry to the Honda Dream Garage sales event. You've got a garage to fill. The most durable, longest-lasting brand in its class has great deals. Now at your Honda dealer.
At Hair Win, we've been helping people for 125 years.
If you've been injured in a life-changing accident, we can help.
Contact us at helpingkentucky.com.
Hair Win. Visit helpingkentucky.com.
This new DQ chicken bruschetta is a high-end Italian sports car. No, actually, it's oven-hot focaccia bread, a balsamic glaze. It's a high-end Italian
Romance.
No, it's chopped tomatoes and herbs. It's a high-end Italian
Fashion.
It's a high-end Italian sandwich.
I like sandwich.
The new DQ Bakes Chicken Bruschetta, a premium Italian sandwich at a not-so-premium price. Hot out of the oven, only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
Has this ever happened to you? Or this? Will this make your memoirs? At Shelter Insurance, we can't iron out all the glitches in modern life. But we can manage your auto, home, and life insurance just fine. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
During the Lexus Command Performance Sales event,
Smith for 3.
there's always cause for celebration. With extraordinary offers on the visionary LS, the generously appointed ES, and the new 8-passenger LX.
Smith lets it fly.
Because thrills like this only happen during the Command Performance Sales event. Lease the 2016 ES 350 for $339 a month for 36 months, and we'll make your first month's payment. See your Lexus dealer. The Castle is the biggest discounter of diamonds, fine jewelry, and pre-owned Rolex watches. The Castle also pays the highest price for scrap gold and will loan you money on almost anything of value. When there's too much month at the end of the money, the Castle will help.
Remember, if you need a loan,
There's no hassle at the Castle.
Cats enter the NCAA tournament winning 5 in a row, and in those 5 wins, the average margin of victory, 14 points, and that's what they're favored over Stony Brook right now. But John Calipari is expecting close competitive games in the NCAA tournament. Teams will be fighting for their lives, with the exception of the Louisville game. Kentucky had dropped all the close ones this year. But last weekend in Nashville, the Cats came from behind to beat Georgia and Texas A&M, taking down the Aggies in overtime.
You know, it shows what we're capable of. You know, we can be down a half, you know, both games, and especially last game, you know, they hit every shot, Georgia, and we come to this game and they're still hitting every shot. So we just have to be prepared to you know, get stops, defensively consecutive stops, and make plays down the stretch.
Momentum's good, you know. This is the right position we want to be in, you know, go on a little stretch here. It feels good, you know, we were down both games, you know, to just keep on pushing and get out ahead, you know, it feels great.
Stony Brook making its first trip to the big dance, and they are rewarded with facing the Cats. For the Seawolves players, America has yet to know many of them. The Stony Brook players have received thousands of texts of congratulations, and they certainly know all about UK.
I returned as much as I could. I mean, get a little tiring. If I probably did all of it, it probably took a lot of hours.
Did you do any research on Kentucky, or is it a program you don't have to research? You just know they're darn good.
You watch them on ESPN every day, and all the time, so we know how good they are. They are great freshman guards, great big, and a great coach.
They sure do. With the Cats open the NCAA tournament, we'll have it for you right here. 9:40 Thursday night, Kentucky and Stony Brook tip-off in Des Moines, Iowa. Also, don't forget about our Hoops Hysteria Bracket Challenge. It is your chance to win some serious prizes courtesy of Jim Caldwell, like a 65-inch LED smart TV or up to $1 million. Who knew he made that much? It's simple to play. Just sign up on WKYT.com. This morning in downtown Lexington, the 2016 Kentucky High School Basketball Hall of Fame induction class was announced. 17 getting the call. Names like Darius Miller, Dunbar Great, George Wilson, Carly Ormerod, Billy Hicks, just to name a few. For all, it is the capper on an incredible career.
It is to be recognized with people like this, and the ones that have gone before us and the ones that are going to follow us. Brian it humble anybody, but it is an honor, and I appreciate all the time and effort that they put into this, and this is a great organization. It's really great for basketball.
Afternoon baseball at Cliff Hagan Stadium. Great weather for it. UK facing Western Kentucky. Second inning belonged to the Hilltoppers. Big time. Already up 3-0. Stephen Kraft single back up the middle. Part of a 6-run second inning for Western. The Cats would get one back in a big way in the bottom of the second. Marcus Carson delivers the long fly ball to right center. That is a home run, but it is all WKU this afternoon. Right now we are in the 6th inning, and the Cats have some catching up to do. It is 10-3 Western. So that is sports. Sam and Amber, back to you.
Boy, a great day for some baseball. Brian, thank you. A final check of your First Alert forecast is next.
And then on the CBS Evening News, the CDC has issued new guidelines for doctors prescribing opiates. A report explains why.
Considering bankruptcy? Call Atkinson, Sims & Kermode. Start your bankruptcy for only $78 now. Dial 859. Call ASK for your free consultation.
At Baptist Health, we want you to know the facts. Visit BaptistHealthTalks.com to view a video of Dr. Jennifer Fusen on minimally invasive surgery. Baptist Health Lexington. Be a healthier you.
Savor something different every day. Just ask for the $3 sub of the day at Subway restaurants. A different 6-inch sub every day for only $3. 7 days, 7 subs, $3. Subway, founded on fresh.
It's easy to command respect at every turn. When you're engineered to literally drive circles around the competition. The all-new Audi Q7.
There's lots of ways to relax at Cracker Barrel Old Country Store, because every day we freshly prepare a variety of home-style meals. Serve fresh-baked, made-from-scratch biscuits, and offer our breakfast day or night at prices that are downright comfortable, starting at $5.99. With so many old favorites and new specials to choose from, you could make relaxing a regular thing. So stop on by. You're always welcome.
Celebrate the arrival of spring with 12 months same as cash at Lexington Furniture. New collections are arriving daily, and now's the time to save. You'll discover a look for every room, every lifestyle, in colors that reflect your personality. Decorate your home with quality, long-lasting home furnishings, all from America's best manufacturers. Get your home ready for spring with 12 months same as cash at Lexington Furniture. It's furniture you'll love to live with.
Hi, I'm Brian, and I buy houses in the Lexington area. Selling a house can be stressful, but not anymore. If you need to sell your house, let's talk. We'll have an honest conversation about your home and your options. I'm not a realtor. I can buy your house as is, and we'll close professionally with a Lexington attorney. No closing costs, no commissions, not one red cent out of your pocket. You can get all cash, immediate debt relief, and peace of mind. Call someone you can trust, 859-278-HELP, or go to 278help.com.
Established in 1841, Hillenmeyer's is a local 6th-generation family-owned business. Our company has evolved over the years from a wholesale nursery to design build to commercial and equine maintenance. Now Hillenmeyer's offers Weedman lawn care fertilization and weed control for your home, bringing together the long tradition with the best products to give you a lush, weed-free emerald green lawn. Weedman, we care for your lawn. Visit weedmanusa.com to request a free estimate today.
All right, we think our team has made it to Des Moines, and they went through some rough weather to get there.
They did.
We've got some changes coming.
And we have the same system will impact us. It'll do it late tonight, early tomorrow morning. Showers will pass through the area. We're going to lose, we're not going to have as much of a bite, I should say, with the showers and thunderstorms. We are going to get the cool end of all of this as temperatures will start to trend downward as we go into your Wednesday. 62, I call 62 cool, like it's cool. It's going to feel fantastic tomorrow, but cooler than what we had out there today, guys.
Super busy week in sports. UK women, Sweet 16, Georgetown in the NAIA National Tournament, and we're just scratching the surface.
That's why they call it March Madness. We'll see you back here at 11.
Have a good night.